You guys, we're almost there. It's Thursday. I have one more day of filming, one more day of work. We have the brain cell of an orange cat right now. Those are the vibes. I got up at 7 to edit, I don't know, a video, a Vlogmas. I just literally finished my third of the day. Today has been relegated to the desk. Let's chat about it. So after I got done that, I had a virtual client at 9, and then I've just been sitting here editing. I did feed myself at some point. I have one more virtual client at 1, so in about 20 minutes. I have to film some of those like Black Friday gifts that I mentioned like 2 weeks ago for the club members. Still not done all of them. I've got other admin work to do. I still have a bunch of programming, but when Kevin leaves for his shows later tonight, probably around 4:30, I'm going to leave with him. I'm going to go to Fitness Lounge by the train, so walk him to the train, and I'm going to get on the treadmill and just walk till I hit 10,000 steps, because right now I'm at 900. It's one of those days. I do feel like I'm so tired. I'm so tired. We're fine. We're almost there. Guys, we can do it. Let's watch the video of the day. Yo, that's going to be me in like 20 years. Wait, no, more than that. Oh my God, no, 40 years. Okay, so just so everyone knows, this is AI, this is not real, but like goals, lady, yes. So I want to use today to talk about injury. Injury occurs when we meet a force that we cannot absorb. This is one of the many reasons I encourage people to train. And not just strength train. There are plenty of different movement qualities we want to be training because we're going to meet all of those things in daily life. So today we're going to go through a few of these different movement qualities. Specifically, we're going to take each one. I'm going to provide an example of an injury, and then I'm going to show you under that like movement quality how I would train to prevent that injury in the future. First up is mobility. Mobility is essentially just strength through the full range of motion at your joint. And a lot of times when we think of mobility training, we think of end range training. So for our injury example, let's say you're sitting in the car and you reach behind you to reach for your purse and you tweak your shoulder. So that reaching behind you position, that's called shoulder extension. And if you're not strong in shoulder extension, these types of things can happen. Now, if you're actually restricted and let's say you don't have full range of motion through shoulder extension, I'm going to recommend working through a Pales Rails series of contractions. So all this is essentially a way to create more space at a joint, literally like carving out more physical space. What you're going to do here is hold a passive stretch for 2 minutes, and then you're going to go into your PALS contraction. PALS stands for progressive articular isometric loading. Oh my God. Essentially, that's you trying to get out of the movement. And then rails, regressive articular isometric loading. There we go. That's you trying to get deeper into the contraction. I've mentioned them a few times, but these are not my terms. This is from FRC, Functional Range Conditioning, which falls under the umbrella of functional range systems. But this is just one way that you can approach mobility training. So that's what you want to do if you are missing space in a joint. If you have the space in the joint, but you're just weak in your end range. We talked about this back on another day, but there's a lot of ways that you can strengthen that shoulder extension. You can work through liftoffs, you can work through hovers, you can work through some eccentric, but that is specifically how I would train to avoid tweaking your shoulder, reaching behind you in the car to get your purse. So then moving into power. We talked about this the other day, but power is speed strength. Think of this like moving load quickly, but we can also think of this as absorbing force quickly. So an example of an injury here, let's say you're on a run and you hit a curb, you can't catch yourself quick enough and you sprain your ankle. In terms of training here, I would recommend something like a lateral bound. Plyometrics are technically a form of power training. I made an entire video about plyometrics earlier this year. I took this wonderful continuing education course with Matt McInnes-Watson. He is like one of the leaders in plyometric training and tying it in not only with strength and conditioning, but also with general population. So I will leave that link down below in case anybody wants to see when the next cohort opens up. But plyometrics are a great form of power training because they're going to teach you how to produce force, absorb force, and react quickly. So in terms of the lateral bounds, I would start with like light tier, so really light moving side to side, thinking more about height and springiness, short contact time, short ground contact time, rather than like distance, like a deep tier, like skater. And the reason for that is because that's specifically what we're looking for this adaptation, right? We were on a run that's very springy, that's very up. We missed the curb, that lateral landing. Let's train that in our training. Moving into strength, for the sake of time and my sanity, we're going to just take one form of strength, max strength. So think of this as like heavy loads, very close to your 1 rep max. Great example of an injury here. Let's say you're moving, you go to pick up a box, you throw out your back. This is probably the most obvious example out of the bunch, but training heavy deadlifts will help with it. this. And then finally, we've got endurance. And for the sake of this video, because there's all different types of endurance, we're gonna think about tissue tolerance, so more about that muscular endurance. Let's say you haven't run in a year, but you decided to go out on a 5-mile run and now you have shin splints. To avoid that in the future, I think there's like a lot of different things that we can think about. We talked a little bit more about tissue tolerance specifically on a day that I'll link next to my face. But if we are thinking of this in terms of like specificity under an endurance lens, this is just about repetition. The best way to get better at something, specifically in this case running, is to run. That being said, you don't just want to like raw dog it and go out and run 5 miles. You want to think about your volume, the percentage that you're increasing that mileage each week, strength training to help support all of those stabilizing muscles. But aerobic or recovery runs are primarily what's going to be the thing to help you build that tissue tolerance over time. So I like this video. We're putting it in a sleigh at the top. We're running out of room up here. You can see I've had to like cut down everybody's thumbnail in half, but that's great. We love celebrating great content. Okay, remainder of the day. Oh, this feels nice. Oh, I could literally take a nap right here. This is great. Okay, I try not to show you where I live. Have to upload Vlogmas day 21. Then I have a client and then I'm gonna film that stuff. We're gonna keep on sitting right here and then we'll get some steppity steps in. And we have to watch Survivor tonight, guys, finale. No spoilies in the comments in case someone hasn't watched yet. All right, let's do it. We see the cat. Can I kiss you? What do I smell like? Mwah. Okay, not gonna say where, obvious. This is an insane angle, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's great. Not gonna say where because I don't wanna give away where I live, but there is a liquor store near our apartment and I did a little glass of wine because I still have programming to do. Look, my sleep will suffer. I will sleep next week, but it's just one of those nights. And this man who owns this liquor store, he's like an old Greek guy, obsessed with me. Like every time I come in, hugs, kisses, how you been, sweetheart? Let me show you some wine you might like. And so I told him I had to run because I left the stovetop on. You shouldn't do that. But he was like, take a little cup to go. Very good. But anyway, let's make dinner and I want to chat. All right. Oh my God. We're just doing leftovers from last night. And by we, I mean me. Kevin just ran out to go do a show. That was actually really good. But I want to chat quickly because I know for a fact tomorrow, I'm done at 2, but I have to get in my workout afterwards because I didn't get to that today. I know I'm not going to want to do this tomorrow. I'm going to come home. My energy is going to be like this. I'm going to be like, everyone suck it. It's done. You're welcome. And that's not how I actually feel. I'm just gonna be really tired tomorrow. So let's chat now. No lighting, great. Honestly, guys, until I went away this past weekend, this has felt very manageable. So don't think that me ending it feeling exhausted means that there will not be any more Vlogmases in coming years. I liked this format. I thought it was fun. I'd like to try something different next year. Maybe don't give my ideas yet because I'm not gonna be able to really process anything after this. But I just wanna say thank you for making it this far. The crazy thing to me is this actually was the first time that Vlogmas was financially fairly successful. You would think that like uploading a video every day means that your income would like triple on YouTube. It doesn't. But I'm definitely gonna make more this month from like Google AdSense. So thank you to everybody who watched and made it through a few ads. What is kind of crazy to me, but I guess it makes sense, is that I ended up, I'm sure I gained some people, but like net, I ended up losing like over 200 subscribers. I think one of two things, or maybe like a combo of two different things happened. I think number one, uploading every day is obnoxious. So maybe some people were just like, oh, I forgot I was subscribed to this girl. I don't want to see this every day, which is fair. Honestly, the other thing that I know happened, because I had a number of people comment or message me, was that on videos where I got political, which was really just me explaining the social determinants of health and reciting policy that has been passed under the current and past administrations. Those are the videos where people didn't seem to like my take. And look, here's the thing. They're not my people. I also just want to say I am not, how do I phrase this? I come from a family that is mostly conservative leaning, handful of us hippies in there. But I think if anything, that has taught me that it's really important to listen to different viewpoints. Obviously, we're in a very extreme time right now with the current climate of things. But I do truly believe at the end of the day that most people are good people, and most people, we actually all want the same things. We've just kind of been like pitted against each other, when really it's more of like a systemic failure. So I just want to say that, especially if you are someone who leans more conservative, I don't think you're a bad person. I think that we all want probably similar, if not the same things. We just have a different way to get there. So anyway, we're going to continue to make dinner. But I think I'm going to end the video here. We're going to like call it a night. I'm going to crack open my little cup of wine, and we'll come back tomorrow for one final day. 24 days of Vlogmas, baby. Bye.